Hello, hello, my friends. Another dedicated candle review for you today. We're going to be talking about Caramel Sundays candy cane cookies. Now, before I get into the meat of this review, two things. I did want to let you guys know that this week is going to feel a little bit Caramel Sundays heavy in terms of my content. I did upload a review on Monday for Winter Woods, which is a returning fragrance in the December restock. And then later on this week, I will also be sharing with you guys my Caramel Sundays December restock wish list. That is because I just want to give you guys a little bit of a preview. I am planning to take next week off for Christmas. And so I don't plan to upload any content next week. So I'm trying to get this all done, in a timely manner so that way you guys have all of this information. The other thing I wanted to let you guys know about these next two Caramel Sundays candle reviews that I am doing for you. I'm filming this. I'll probably put this one up first, and then I am also planning to review their Cookies for Santa candle. Both of those candles, or both of these candles, I should say, that I am planning to upload, back to back or whatnot. These candles are not going to be available again, it looks like, this winter. However, I have started to get into the habit, just with Caramel Sunday's business model, of making sure that I review candles as I go through them because they may or may not return the following season. So, for example, this is a Christmas scent. So, next year when they start doing their Christmas restock, I don't know if they're going to offer this fragrance or not. And I would just rather cover my bases by doing the review now as opposed to it showing up next year and then everybody can ask me, like, oh, what did you think of that one? Well, 10 months down the road, I oftentimes am like, I think I remembered liking that one, but my memory is not always as good. Um, you know, Especially, you guys know, I'm burning lots of new fragrances all the time, and my brain can get a little bit jumbled, especially at 41. So, wanted to let you guys know about that. So now that that is out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about these candy cane cookies. This is one of their 2-wick vessels. Caramel Sundays is a small business based out of Monroe, Georgia. They pride themselves on 100% soy wax candles that are non-toxic. I've talked about that in great length in a lot of my videos covering this brand. This vessel that you're looking at here does retail for $31.99. The fragrance notes listed on this candle are top notes of baked Snickerdoodle cookies, mid notes of peppermint and cinnamon butter, base note of powdered sugar and white chocolate. All right, what does my nose detect? First and foremost, I think when a lot of people saw this candle on the Caramel Sundays website for the November restock, a lot of people were thinking, oh, this might be like Bath and Body Works Peppermint Sugar Cookie. I'm going to tell you guys, this is not that fragrance. It's a very different scent. To my nose, you guys, I actually pick up a lot more on the Snickerdoodle aspect of this candle, as well as that like mid note of cinnamon butter. Now, the cinnamon is not prominent. It's a very, very soft, subtle cinnamon. But it does smell like a baked cookie, like a cookie that is baking in the oven, a warm cookie. But it's more of a soft snickerdoodle note. The peppermint element in here is very, very subdued. This is not, like I said, this is not a peppermint sugar cookie via Bath and Body Works type of fragrance at all. I actually have really enjoyed pairing this with their Dad's Fresh Cut Fraser. This I could also see going nicely with Bakery on Main, but I personally really like burning this with a tree scent. It's a really, really nice fragrance. This is also burning nicely with the other candle that, like I said, I'm planning to review here. Either I've put it up already or I'm going to put it up after this review. Their Cookies for Santa candle. But I did want to say, if you're hoping that this is going to be very peppermint forward, you will be disappointed because it's not. Now, I do like burning this with Kringle Candles Snow Walk. That to me is kind of like a peppermint white chocolate type of fragrance. And even though this one has white chocolate and powdered sugar in the base notes, this again is not an overly sweet candle. I will just like stand on the ground of saying, if you want a candle that kind of smells like a snickerdoodle, but it's not overtly spicy, I think that you will like this fragrance. Again, I do detect a tiny amount of peppermint in here, but it's not the main show for this fragrance. It's very, very well balanced. It's a nice fragrance. Do I see myself needing to repurchase it? No, I do like it, but there are some other Caramel Sundays candles that I think that I enjoy just a little bit more. You guys know at this point, I've been purchasing from the brand for about a year, And I do always try to buy new products. Some products are existing and I just haven't gotten my hands on yet. In fact, there's one that I'm planning to buy in the December restock that I know is kind of like a staple in their lineup and people have raved about it for a long time. So I'm going to give it a go, or I'm going to attempt to give it a go this time. But yeah, overall, you guys, I do like this fragrance. I think it's a very well done gourmand scent. I will also just say this, that I do think that I'm starting to get to the point in the like holiday burning season, or I'm a very seasonal burner. And I will say this, that I do think that part of the reason why I might feel like this is a like, but not a like true love need to repurchase it, is probably because I'm feeling a little bit burned out on gourmands right now. I didn't think that that was possible, but I think I kind of am, you guys, especially after the fall and winter, or not winter, but like fall and like Christmas holiday types of candles that have been that I've been burning over the last couple of months. I think I'm starting to crave a little something different once we are done with the holiday season. And so that might be impacting my thoughts right now. So let's go ahead and talk about the strength and throw. Now, first and foremost, I do want to address this. This is a really deep wax pool. And I know, Sierra, if you're watching this, I know that she, I think, saw my holiday suites and she was like, wow, that's a really deep wax pool. I do want to say, you guys, prior to me filming this review, I did have this lit in this little Bath and Body Works candle holder, which is like a metal, little train holder that I've had. These holders do trap some heat. So I will say with soy wax candles in particular, these can actually be very helpful for getting you a little bit quicker, deeper wax pool. For me personally, you guys, I have found that soy wax does need to get pretty hot in order for you to get that maximum strength and throw out of it. Now, I'm going to tell you, this one has had no problems at all burning without like candle accessories. I did want to say that. But I have the accessory and I figure why not during this time of year. So that is why I have such a deep wax pool, because I've actually only had this candle lit, probably about 2 hours at this point, I would say. So you see, nice deep wax pool, nice healthy flames going on here. I will recommend with a lot of Caramel Sundays candles that you extinguish them with a wick dipper at about the 3 hour mark and trim the wicks. Particularly on this vessel, because it does have that indentation at the top that is designed to catch extra soot in case you are like new to the candle burning community or whatnot, candle burning experience. Anytime you see this indentation, it is designed to catch some soot, and you will see on mine that it has done that. This is not an overly sooty candle. I did the other day, I had a gathering here at my house, and of course I got distracted, and I had this one burning for probably about 5.5 hours, and I had not trimmed the wicks, and so I did have a little bit of soot accrual at the top. If you find that very unsightly, you can always I take a wet baby wipe, just like I keep baby wipes in my house just to have them. I don't have babies anymore, but yeah, I just keep them around because I find them really handy for quick cleanups. And I just go along the inside of the rim. You can also dampen a rag or paper towel, and it'll do the same thing for you. But anyways, strength and throw on this candle, you guys, I would give this one. This is about anywhere. I'm going to give this about like a 7 to a 7.5 for me. I do find, especially when I put it in a hurricane or like this little, something else that would amplify that wax pool, that it can almost get up to an 8 in terms of the throw, because it does project outside of my kid's bedroom. That's where I was burning it the other night, and people out in the living room were able to smell it. And it's funny, like my candles, I know what I'm smelling. My friends come in and they're like, oh, it smells good in here. And they were like, oh, it smells like you're baking cookies or something. And I was like, oh, well, that's actually the candle that's on in one of the bedrooms, And so they were able to smell it out in the open concept. So it was projecting quite well for me. But that being said, one of the things that I am going to say that I have noticed with soy wax in particular, you guys, once again, temperature matters a lot in terms of the performance that you are going to get from soy wax, because a little experiment that has kind of naturally or organically happened for me over the last 2 weeks. We have had unseasonably warm temperatures here in Arizona. Don't even talk to me about how truly annoyed I am that it is almost 80 degrees the week before Christmas. I am not here for it. I really don't like it. And looking at the long-term forecast, I'm like, oh no, no, no. Like, go home, summer. You are drunk. You are not supposed to be here for Christmas. But here's the effect on that, you guys. Because the weather has been a little bit warmer, all of my windows have been open, and during the day, the ambient temperature in my home gets up to, I would say it gets up to about 74 inside of my house. Now, windows open and 74 degrees, for whatever reason, that combination, I find that almost every single candle that I am burning right now is throwing and projecting very, very well. Now, when my windows were closed up about 3 weeks ago, when we were having colder weather, and I was having to turn the heat on every once in a while, I found that a lot of my candles were not projecting as well. So that is why sometimes I do just want to reiterate, especially when you're watching a variety of candle reviewers, you need to pay attention to the climate that they live in. Some of us disclose that, like a lot of you guys are familiar, like Melanie, Mr. Kong's mom, she lives up near Portland, Oregon. So she's in the Pacific Northwest. It's a little bit colder and rainier. My friend Drew, he lives in Pittsburgh area, so he's over on the East Coast. But like people like myself and Amy from Beloved Fragrance Finds, we're both in Arizona. We're in warmer climates. I also believe Alexa from Sentimental Reviews, she's in Florida. So like she's going to have more humidity. She's going to have like more of those things. So I just feel like you always want to keep in mind the environmental factors, because I am finding that can really impact, in particular, soy wax candles and how they perform. So wanted to throw that in there, but overall, you guys, this candle does get 2 thumbs up for me, even though at this moment, if I were asked if I wanted to repurchase it, I would say no. But again, if you're somebody who loves a good Snickerdoodle candle, I think that you would like this one. If you're averse to peppermint, don't let the peppermint scare you off, because it's very, very subtle on this one. So I need to run my daughter to her piano lessons, which means it is time for me to wrap this up. If you purchase this candle in the November restock, let me know what you think of it. Please hit the thumbs up button if you found this review helpful. Consider subscribing to my channel if you are new. I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. And until my next one, I hope you all have a very blessed day. Bye.